You're taping, guy? It's taping? Okay, sorry. Okay, good morning, Masechet Pesahim. We are in Nun Daled and Nun Aleph at the bottom of the page. So we're speaking about things that were created before Shabbat or Erev Shabbat or before the world. And here the Gemara says that the Pered, the mule, was created, but Hashem had in mind to create it before Shabbat, but in the end he created it after Shabbat. Meaning it was supposed to come out, but a mule is not something that's created by Hashem from day one. It is a crossbreed of a horse and a donkey that comes together. Okay? So the Gemara says another opinion on who created, where the Pered came from. So if you look at the bottom of the page, Nun Daled, you are, the last word in the line is Rabban Shimon. So look at the last word in the line on Nun Daled and Nun Aleph at the bottom, near the bottom of the page, maybe 10 lines up from the bottom. Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel Omer. Everybody has it? Omer Pered b'me'ana haya. Anna was a descendant of Seir. Seir is like a part of, I think, Esav over there. Har Seir. Is it true? What I'm saying? Anna is a person that's at the beginning of the Chumash, a certain person called Anna. Anna, so the b'me'ana haya. Anna is a person that created. He's the one that made the mule and the donkey together. Who Anna? The pasuk says, "Asher mar hu ana asher matza et hayamim."
He was a mamzer, Anna.
You were going to see now,
Okay.
exactly. Anna, he found the yamim. Tell me why in English it says that it's called yamim is called the mule. Somebody say over there. He found the yamim. He created the yamim. The yamim is called the mule. If somebody tells me why it's called yamim, you'll tell me where. Let's look at the pasuk Yud together. I want you to see it. We're going to do two pasukim. Eno bnei Tzivyon ve'aya. These are the children of Tzivyon. Ve'aya. Ve'ana. Eno bnei Tzivyon. So it's really Aya ve'ana. So Tzivyon has two kids, Aya ve'ana. Hu ana asher matzata yemim. He founded the Yemim bamidbar. Okay, he found them, meaning he created them. Hu ana, the pasuk says, asher matzata eta yamim bamidbar. Dorshe chamurot, the chachamim that were able to doresh hard psukim, because these are hard psukim. Ayom rim ana pasul aya. He was a pasul, he was a mamzer. Lefichach avi psul la'olam. He's a pasul, so he creates pasul. And this is a big yisod. We'll see in a second. Shenimar ere bnei seir achori. Look at pasuk Chaf. Ere bnei seir, Seir's children. Who are they? Achori, Yoshvei haaretz, Lotan v'shovan, Tzivyon ve'ana. Tzivyon and Ana are the children of Seir. Okay? So they're brothers. And then it says, Ktiv ere beit Tzivyon. Who is the children of Tzivyon? Ana. Ana is the child of Tzivon. So what is he? Is the brother of Tzivon or is the child of Tzivon? The Gemara says, Amar Rabba Amina and Amenamet Shebat Tzivon Adimo. So Tzivon was the older boy, and he Pashut had a relationship with his mother. And the mother, the boy that came out was his son. So it's at the same time his brother, and at the same time his son. He's a mamzer. Ve'olid mimenu Ana. So the Gemara says, Vidim atre Ana havu. Maybe there's two guys that are called Ana. One Ana and this Ana. The Gemara says, Amaraba Amina Minta the Shabul Malka lo Amra. I'm going to tell you a chidush, and even Shabul Malka couldn't say to Manu Shmuel. Meaning, Shabul Malka was the name of the Persian king, and the Persian king was whatever he said was the law. You know, a king says the law, it's the law. Now they used to call Shmuel Shabul Malka. He's like the king because every psak that he says, it's number one. I'm going to tell you a chidush that even Shmuel didn't say. I'm gonna get a point over here. Some say that it was Rapapa that said he used to call Rava Shavul Malka. Either way, Amakra Hu Ana Dimikara. The second pasuk says that he found the Yemim. Says Hu Ana. It says Ana found them. Hu Ana. It's the same Ana we just said before. So Ana was a mamzer. Here you see amazing thing. A mule is not a great thing. A horse to cohabit with a hamor, it's not nice. You know, keep the species, keep things. Now Hashem wants to create that. There needs to be such a thing. However, Hashem wanted to show that this animal wasn't created from the get-go. It's created in a not nice way.
Focusing so much on this.
You're going to learn now a lesson, chashuv biyoter. One of the biggest lessons you can learn right now. Of the biggest lessons of your life you're going to learn right now. On this, bidafka. What is it? Is that a mule is a puzzle thing. It could have not been. But Hashem wanted to teach those things that are pasul come to the world. Now Hashem wants those things to come to the world. Who's going to bring them? Who's bringing them? Hashem. We even said before, Hashem decides to create the mule. But who tachlis brings it out in the world? If you are, it's like this. Megalgirin schut al yidei zakai v'chov al yidei chayav. The point of it, Rav, they told him, you built Point Image. After the war, he came to Bnei Brak. He built the yeshiva of Bnei Brak, which from it spread out to the whole Olam Yeshivot. He said, you built a yeshiva. What did you do? He said, I didn't build a yeshiva. Hashem built a yeshiva, and I hitched the ride. I hitched the tramp. You understand what it means? Hashem is going to build a yeshiva. You purify yourself. You have a pure heart. You have a shomer abrit. It has to be done by somebody in this world. So you're going to be the one that builds the bricks, that brings the money, that sets up things. But it's not yours. And if it's the opposite, there's going to be Hamas. There's going to be killers. There's going to be all those things in the world. There's going to be drugs. There's going to be Tuma in the world. But it's a Nisayon. Hashem created the Nisayon. Hashem is sending Nisayon. Nobody else. But in this world, since there needs to be somebody that's actually doing it physically to hide the miracle, so it's the Pasud is going to make the things Psudim. So you want to know how to do great things in your life? Just purify yourself. It's going to be a natural outcome. Who built Mishkan? Hashem. But who has the zchut? A person that wakes up Chatzot. Who is going to, you understand what I'm saying? All these things.
So you become basically a conduit.
You're a conduit. Make yourself a conduit for good, because Hashem's going to bring the both. So that's why the Gemara is saying, Anna was a pasul, so he made a pasul. The opposite is also true. Make yourself tahor, and tahor things will come out of you. You're going to get credit. How do you have a credit for building a yeshiva, for running a community, for building you have a credit for making a kollel, for doing all those things? You don't have any credit. It's Hashem. You want it, so it goes to you. That's a big yisur.
Why do we need a mule?
I mean, a mule is probably a helpful animal. It's like a half horse. It's like you have a minivan, and you have the mini, and you need like something in the middle. You need like
SUV.
You need like an SUV with it. Okay, Tanu Rabbanan. The Gemara says, Shivat Barim Nivru Be'erev Shabbat. Ben Hashem. 7 things were created. Right, this is for you, Mikael. 7 things were right on time. 7 things were created. Erev Shabbat Ben Hashem. And a bear. So the Ber Mayim was created, Erev Shabbat, Ben Hashem Ashot. These are very spiritual, holy things that show God's presence in the world. What is that? The Ber Mimyam, that it was a rock that was in Am Yisrael where the water was coming out. We said this is man, the man. A man is also the bread that came. The keshet, a rainbow. A rainbow is a spiritual thing to say, don't do avirot. Hashem decided he's not going to destroy the world anymore, but it means that the Midat Adin would destroy the world. Now, what is a hakitav? The letters, otiot hakitav, they're very holy. The Hebrew letters are holy things. Michtav, what we use, what Moshe Rabbeinu used, the pen he used, the what is it called in English over there? The Izzle. Izzle, what is it called? Anyways, the pen that he used, the carver that he used to write the chisel. The Luchot Abrit, Kivro Shel Moshe. What we said yesterday, Kivro Shel Moshe, whoever wasn't here, Kivro Moshe is something unbelievable. If you're at the top of the mountain, you think it's on the bottom, it's on the bottom, you think it's on the top. You wouldn't be able to get to the Kebbe. It was impossible. And that's the biggest sword we're learning now in Torah Zayin Tinyana. In our Torah, it's the Inyan of Kivro Shel Moshe. That's on the big one, on top and the bottom we're going to see. Remind me again. Ma'ara Shamad Ba Moshe B'Eliyahu the Ma'ara, the cave that he went in when Hashem put his glory on top of him in Har Sinai. B'Eliyahu P'tichat Piaton. When Bilam's donkey started to speak, that was already created from Sheshet Bereshit, from before Shabbat. Pitichat Pi'aretz, Livrot HaReshim, when the ground opened up to swallow Korach. Yeshomim Af Maklo, Mikan left Yasmin this year, Maklo Shel Aaron, Shkeda Pirach. Aaron, after Korach was cholek on Aaron, so we brought his staff, and the staff came out overnight, budding and almonds, and to show that that's a miraculous thing that was already created on Erev Shabbat Moshe. There's Afa Mazikim. Some say also demons.
Yes.
Shedim. So you see it's a creation of Hashem. There's Bigdo Shel Adam Rishon. The beged of Adam Rishon, which was an amazing bed. I want you to see the Rashi, top left Rashi. Shayu chakukot bo kol min haya ubema. Ve'u nimsar nimrod. על כן יאמרו נמרוד גיבור ציד וסברגו ונדון לפיכך היה איש ציד. Abraham Avinu had this beged and Nimron got it and Esav got it. They were all hunters. And you know why? Some Mefarshim say that there was all kinds of animals that were drawn in it, but they looked live. He was wearing it and he looked like the animal that was in front of him. So the animal in front of him is not scared of him. So they come up to him, he's able to catch him like nothing. It was a miraculous suit that you were able to catch animals. So Nimrod got it, Esav got it, that's why they were hunters. That was created, such a suit that looked like a lion.
When Yaakov went to see Yitzchak to get he wore it.
Beautiful.
He says, I smell something.
Because it was created already at the same time, very nice. Interesting tomorrow. 7 things, look what it says, mechusin mibnei adam. Nobody knows them. They are hidden from man. Nobody knows when he's going to pass away. Even though tzaddikim sense a little bit within the vicinity. Yom HaNechama. We don't know when the Mashiach is going to come. Some say also it means we don't know when you're going to get your salvation. You're stuck in Parnassah, you're stuck in Shidduch, you're stuck in whatever. You don't know which day it is. And the reason why I think the Marsha explains, is that because when you have a difficulty, it's a kapara. And for it to be a kapara, you should not know when it's going to happen, the Yeshua. If we tell you you're going to make $1 million in 6 months, you're not going to worry the whole month where you don't have money. So since we need to have you a kapara, you're not going to pray. So we want you to pray, we want you to have nechama. So some say it's Mashiach, some say it's your own personal nechama. But it also means it could come any day. Also, if you know that it's 20 years, my wife told me a story about a guy that had a backache. He did everything. And then one day he came to a shir, nothing would work. One day he was picking up something, he came to a shir and said, the Rav said, pray to Hashem, how you use your Yeshua for Hashem. The guy was praying for 20 years, please heal my back, nothing worked. One day he said, Hashem, I'm not able to bow in the Amidah, I want to bow. So his tefillah that day was, Hashem, I want to be able to bow in the Amidah. That day, he was at a red light. Some guy had a short stop, bammed his car. He got out, and he got out. He wasn't hurt. He was able to move. Everything fixed. The hit of the car put his disc back. And he fixed him the same day. Now, he was 20 years. Imagine it's 20 years. So that's why sometimes it's a long difficulty, and we want to not break you. So we still give you hope. Say, could be today. Every day. If we would have known Mashiach is only going to come after 2,000 years, we'd be giving up. But since he can come every day, we don't give up. So we don't know the Yom HaNechama. The Omikadin. Omikadin means, some say, what it means is we have no idea how deep the judgment is in heaven in the next world. After 120 years, nobody knows how severe the judgment is on every movement, every action, every ashracha, every ripple effect, every domino effect at all. The story of the Gamlevina, that she was a big tzaddiket, the mother of the Gamlevina, she had a friend, and they used to do mitzvot together. And they once made a deal, whoever's going to pass away first is going to come back and see how it goes. The Gamlevina's mother, the other lady passed away first, and she came back and she said, listen, they forbid me, I'm allowed to say, only one thing to let me tell you. Once we were going to... Two versions. Once we were walking in the street to go get tzedakah, and we were looking for a rich guy, and we found the rich guy, or maybe I'll tell you the different version. Different version, the same thing, but somebody asked us directions. And we both said, on the left. But you, Madame Vilna, you put with the hand on the left. Me, I just said over there on the left. And you put a foot and a hand pointing left. Your reward in heaven is light years above mine. What you got for that hand is Shamayim Ba'aretz, Shamayim Ba'aretz. You have no idea. You know what it is? Every ikuv you have on the way to Uman, every balagan, every second in the car where you're waiting, and somebody told me you couldn't go to the bathroom in the bus for a few hours, you have no idea what everything is. The opposite is also true. Be careful of things not good. Also, everything is accounted for. And nobody knows how deep the deen is. Next is, also, you don't know what's in your heart, what's in your friend's heart. And the Mefachim explained over here, you don't know about his personal things, but you know what he thinks about you. Because the pasuk says, Kamaim panim lepanim, ken nev adam ladam. So you, the same way you look in reflection, you see yourself back, the feeling that I have towards you is the same feeling he has towards me. So if you feel somebody's bothered with you, if you're bothered with somebody, it means he's bothered with you. So go make a shalom with it. If you feel a love for a person, it means I have love for you. But in general, that's only what we have. You don't know what else is in the other guy's mind. Then it says, Ve'en adam yodea, ve'en adam b'ma mistaker. You don't know what's going to hit big. Nobody knows which item is going to make the money. So there's an item coming out now. Everybody, if you jumped on Google, if you jumped on Amazon, if you jump on it now, if everybody would know it, it wouldn't work. So nobody knows what's going to be the next big hit. Umalchut David. Umalchut be David. Matai tachzor. We don't know when Mashiach is going to come. We don't know when the Jerusalem is going to be rebuilt. Umalchut chayevet. Matai tikaleh. We don't know when Rome, Esav, is going to fall. Esav's on top of the world right now. One day they will fall, and not a fall, a big hit they're going to get. It's going to be, this Tabut Pesahim is going to be down. And who's going to be back up? So we don't know which day that's going to happen. I want to show you what it's over here, amazing thing. You saw when it said this Baita, Shivat Varim Mechusim Me Ben Adam. And then we said, Ve'en Adam Yodea Matai B'libo. First we said it's hidden from Ben Adam. Nobody knows. And then there's a few things which certain people do know. Mechusim Me Ben Adam, regular people. But the big tzaddikim, they know. For example, the first one was, we don't know when a person can pass away. Don't know when the Mashiach is going to come. Don't know Omek Adin, the real judgment in Shamayim. Ve'en adam yodea ma libo shel chavero. You don't know what, but Rabbeinu knew what people were thinking. Baal Shem Tov knew what you were thinking. So some people know what's in your mind. We don't know what's going to be a big hit in business. Some tzaddikim did know. Baba Sali was able to tell you, buy this, go buy this. He's able to tell you. Also, they don't know when Mashiach is going to, when Beit David is coming back. Rabbeinu knew which day the Mashiach was going to come. Even though I told you before, Yom HaNechama, maybe there's 2 levels in it, and then when everything's going to go down, actually some tzaddikim do, some are mifarish. Tanu Rabbanan, Dalet Dvarim alu b'mashava libarot v'im lo alu dinu sheyalu. 3 things Hashem created, and if you wouldn't have created, the world wouldn't be able to be without it. It must be, meaning good thing that Hashem created them, because they wouldn't be able to continue without these things. What are they? What are these things? Amazing. Anamet v'im lo alu dinu sheyalu. Anamet sheyaschriach. A corpse disintegrates and rots, because otherwise people would keep the bodies of the deceased and they would never forget about them. It's actually a blessing that the good body goes away, because otherwise people wouldn't be able to. You see how the people are a bit sad just for the bodies that have not been buried. It's a even big sad.
Even that is not 100%.
That what?
Some tzaddikim, it doesn't...
Oh, very good. You're saying a good
You
shot.
don't want to forget about that.
You're saying that's a
Vatican,
good diuk and good shot.
In the Vatican, they
The Gemara says, you know that after 12 months there's a gzera that you forget about the deceased. If you wouldn't forget about your parents, about a loved one, it would be impossible to continue. Hashem made it that there is a forgetfulness of the people that were close to you in order to continue. There's a 12 months. After 12 months you forget. And this is an amazing one. And that produce rots. If produce didn't rot, you know what Rashi says? The rich people would buy everything and nobody would be nothing for the poor people. The fact that you can't stock up on food, you're going to stock up on cheese, on meat, it's going to rot in your fridge. Buy what you need every week, so there's going to be enough for the poor guy to buy as well. Otherwise, the rich people would buy everything. Pele, yeah? And here's another one also. This one I always thought about it, and I couldn't never figure it out. I never was able to understand how silly it is until I saw this Gemara. On people accept the coin for merchandise. You're going to sell him a diamond. You're going to sell him a watch. You're going to sell him a car. You're going to sell him tefillin. You're going to sell him. He's going to give you paper. A paper of $100 paper. $100 papers. And you're going to take it for the item. The paper's worthless. It's worthless. We decide together that it's worth something, and there's a reserve, and today there's no more reserve, and it's crazy. It is a gzera that we accept cash. Because otherwise it would be...
Not anymore, huh?
Huh?
They don't accept cash anymore.
But you know what I mean? It's
I accept.
Natan, it's a gzera that we accept the virtual. Because you know what it should be?
More, even more.
You have a watch to sell, I give you tefillin. You have a t-shirt to sell, we straight to... So that means only people who have a commodity will have something. Otherwise, nobody... The poor guy is just won't have anything. Because he doesn't have any commodities. So we have to be able to give a guy money, he can go buy something. This is a gzera. It's a gzera that money works. It doesn't make sense.
Not only that, even the precious metals, gold, silver.
It's crazy.
Because today gold is not. What's the value of gold?
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's nothing.
They made a value, and the people accept the value.
Exactly right.
Even worse is a diamond. It's the most worthless thing in the world.
Exactly.
A diamond. It's not
Now
even
I understand why the Rolex.
Yeah.
It's crazy. No, it's really crazy. But since we agree that this watch is worth this much, it's worth this much. It's a gzera of shtut, but otherwise the world wouldn't be able to mitkayim. Huh? It wouldn't be able to mitkayim. And that's what I asked the Rav. Can we do I said a Rolex is not worth it. It's worth $300 to make it. Doesn't matter. An apartment in Manhattan is worth more than an apartment in Booneyville? No, people. No. He's gonna lose. He's gonna lose. He's gonna lose.
Wow.
The Koach of Breslev, he's gonna lose.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. He's already celebrating.
Bro, don't worry.
The sign with Sadmar yesterday.
He's going to be in the car and another car's going to get...
Okay, let's continue. The Gemara says, Makom shenagu... Makom shenagu la'asod melacha. New Mishnah. Okay, by the way, why are we talking about all these things in Masechet Pesachim? John, I want you to listen to this. Why are we talking about all these funny things in Masechet Pesachim? Because there was something in Masechet Pesachim which we opened up a subject. Once we open that subject, we stay on that line of thought. The line of thought is, if you live in Montreal and they don't do Merecha Erev Pesach, and you go to Toronto and they do Merecha Erev Pesach, are you allowed to do? You're not allowed to do. So now we're saying about certain places where there's the halacha is mutah, but a certain community has a minhag. So now once we discussed we opened at the top of community minhag, so we're continuing in different concepts in Shas where there is community minhag. One of them is Tisha B'Av. Look what it says here. Makom shenahagu lasod melacha b'Tisha B'Av osim. If you live in a place where they work on Tisha B'Av, you're allowed to. Makom shenahagu shelo lasod melacha en osim. And if you live in a place where they don't do melacha, you don't do melacha on Tisha B'Av. Ubikol makom tamid chachamim betelim. But a tamid chacham doesn't work on Tisha B'Av, even in the place where they work, because the tamid chacham understands the loss. You know, he understands the tzaddik. He understands the Beit Hamikdash. He has a pain for it. He can't bring himself to work. And here's the chidush: Rashba gomer lo'olam yaseh adam atzmo tamid chacham. You're not a tamid chacham. You can make yourself a tamid chacham in Tisha B'Av and not work. Why are you not working Tisha B'Av? Why, you're a big tzaddik? You're a big tamid chacham. You feel the Beit Hamikdash. You feel it. Come on. Yes, you're allowed to. It's not called ga'ava. It's encouraged to make yourself to take, even if you live in a place where people work, encourage on Tisha B'Av, close the store. You're not going to lose. Choban Beit HaMikdash, what are we missing? Don't work on that day. Now I want to tell you two things. My second Tanit, there is many times there would be drought in Eretz Yisrael. Eretz Yisrael doesn't have natural water. You know why? Why could the best place in the world not have natural water? It's because we want to pray. Hashem wants our tefillot. A place that has abundant water in Canada, take the water. In Eretz Yisrael, you need to pray to be able to get what you need. So since you need to pray, there's times where a little bit of averot, Hashem holds the rain, do tshuva. So the tshuva would be that the Beit Din would start a series of fasts. The first 3 fasts were lenient, the next 3 fasts were strict. The first 3 fasts you're allowed to work, and the fast is only the daytime. Have a great day, Ethan. It was only the daytime, the morning. It wasn't at night. You're allowed to eat at night. The other fasts were very strict. They include the night before, and you're not allowed to work on those days. So far, so good? That's a fast where there's the tzara of the tzibur, where there is no rain. That was the main problem in Eretz Yisrael, and it happened a lot. Today you can transport, they can make rain. I was once at the hotel. They had a machine that was making rain out of humidity. They're making water you can drink out of humidity.
Today they're making water from the ocean, so they have the technology. So they have no more issues with water.
It's good and it's not good. It's good because, but it's not good because back then when people were missing water, they do tshuva. Today when you need tshuva, you have the machine. Understand?
Hashem gave the chokhmah.
So, but we have to still do tshuva. Anyways, here what it says is that there was. So the Gemara says, Amar Shmuel lives in Babel, and Tanit Tzibur beBabel. There are no full, strict, high-level Tanit Tzibur level. There's the second level. There's small ones where it's only daytime and you're allowed to work, but there's no level 1, or level 2 we'll call it. There's no level 2 where it's the strict one in Babel. Rashi explains why. Babel had rain. Nun Dalet Amoud Bet, right after the Mishnah. Babel had rain. They had water. They have rivers. So in Iran, in Iraq, they're not missing water. In Israel,
In Iran, they have no more water now.
Really?
Ils ont plus d'eau.
Because the Rishayim.
Il en reste 2 semaines encore, ils ont plus d'eau. Zéro.
Où ça?
L'Iran.
À cause de quoi?
Il n'y a pas eu de pluie.
Exactly. Now, exactly, 100%. 100%. Now, in the time of the Chazal,
Ils vont dire c'est les Israéliens qui ont pris tout l'eau.
Il y a 8500 juifs.
Ouais.
okay, we have 7 minutes left, guys.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah,
so the Gemara says that in the time of Shmuel, and Tanit Tzibur beBabel, there was no Tanit Tzibur on the high level of Babel. Ela Tisha B'Av bidvad. The only one was Tisha B'Av. All the other ones are only, like we have, Asar B'Tevet, all those, are daytime Tanit, but not night and no working. Nemeimra Disava Shmuel Tisha B'Av and Ben Hashemashot Shelo Asur. So that would assume to us that since that there's only Tisha B'Av which is strict, that means that Tisha B'Av is on the same level of the fast that we make for rain. The fast that we make for rain in Eretz Yisrael, even Ben Hashamashot is Asur. Ben Hashamashot is from the Shkia Tetzet Kochavim. Since you're comparing Tisha B'Av to the strict fasts for rain, it means you hold Shmuel, like we actually do. Ben Hashamashot is Asur. You cannot fast on Tisha B'Av Ben Hashem. You have to fast.
You're allowed to eat, you mean?
You're not allowed to eat.
Oh.
You have to fast Ben Hashem Shot. By the way, that's what we do. When the Shabbos come in, that's when Tisha B'Av come in. That's when Yom Kippur come in. We are machmir on that time. Okay? So since that means that you hold, and we're going to see now some opinion don't hold that. The halakha is, but you hold that Ben Hashem Shot does asur because you're comparing it to the strict fast. There's no strict fast except Ben Hashem Shot, except Tisha B'Av. That means Ben Hashem Shot is asur to fast. Is that true? How could you say that Shmuel says that? Ve'amar Shmuel, Tisha B'Av, Ben Hashem Shot Shelo Mutar. That's not the halacha, but Shmuel holds that you're allowed to eat on Ben HaShamashot. Ben HaShamashot, for example, today, what time is Ben HaShamashot? Let me tell you.
Well, today's probably 3:40.
So today's 4:38.
4:38.
4:38 is when Shkia starts. Tzeta Kochamim is 5:18. So what do you do? Is it the next day? Is it Tisha B'Av or it's still 8 of Av? When does the new day start? At Shkia or at Set? Well, if Doraita Shabbos, we have to be strict. You got to take it in. Maybe the day starts at Shkia. So you're taking Shabbos at 4:18. At 4:38. But what about Tisha B'Av? Shmuel said, no, it's a Derabanan. Are we fasting from the Torah? We're fasting the Rabbanan. So the whole Ben HaShamashot is mutar. But if you, Shmuel, are comparing it to the strict fast in Eretz Yisrael, there we were strict on the Ben HaShamashot. So how can you say that Shmuel holds that Ben HaShamashot is asur? He said that's mutar. V'kitema kasavar Shmuel kol tanit zibur Ben HaShamashot shelo mutar. So maybe Shmuel holds, not like the regular halacha, that the real fast in Israel for rain, even Ben HaShamashot is mutar. That's why he's saying Tisha B'Av and and the regular fast of rain is the same. Could it be that he holds that we're mekil on those fasts in Eretz Yisrael? Can't be, because the Gemara says V'atenan ochlin v'shotin mi be'od yom. It says that in the fast of Tanit Tzibur, you can eat and drink mi be'od yom. What does it mean be'od yom? While it's still day. That's a little interesting way of speaking. Limaute mai, lav limaute ben hashamashot. Can it be? Doesn't it mean that when we say it's be'od yom, it means it's taking away the ben hashamashot, ben hashashkiya? The Gemara says lo limaute michashicha. No, be'od yom means from before the nightfall. But that means shkiya latit. So it turns out that Shitat Shmuel, what does it seem to be at this point? It seems to be that he holds all the fast in Israel, the strict fasts, are allowed to eat all the way to Tzedek Rovim. For example, today till 5:19. And Tisha B'Av is the same thing. You're allowed to eat till 5:19. And the only strict one we have in Bavel is on Tisha B'Av. We don't have to do for rain because we have rain. And if there are different problems, well, we don't put the strict fast. We only put the strict fast for rain. That's the way Rashi explains. So that's Shitat Shmuel, which of course is not the halacha. We say that Ben Shamashot is asur on Tisha B'Av. The Gemara says, okay, once you said this, we have another braita which seems to support you. Neima misaya le en ben Tisha B'Av liyom HaKippurim ela sheze sfeko asur v'ze sfeko mutar. We have a statement that says Yom Kippur and Tisha B'Av are the same, except the safek is mutar on Tisha B'Av and the safek is asur on Yom Kippur. That sounds like what you just said. What did we just say? We just said Shitat Shmuel is Ben HaShamashot is mutar on Tisha B'Av. You can eat all the way to the night. And the same thing with the rain fast, you can eat all the way to the night. That's good. We have a braita that seems to sound like that. We have a braita that said something. We didn't really know what it means. Probably means what you're saying now in Shitat Shmuel. That the difference between Yom Kippur and Tisha B'Av is one thing. What is the difference? The safek is mutar on Tisha B'Av. The safek is asur in Yom Kippur. Why would it be mutar and asur? Because one is the Rabbanan and one is the Doraita. The Doraita bim meken and the Doraita bim machmir. Isn't it that ben hashamashot? That's the difference. The Gemara says, "My sfeko mutar la ben hashamashot lo." No.
Which one is the right?
Yom Kippur.
Yom Kippur.
Yom Kippur is the right, and Ben HaShamashot. And Tisha B'Av is the Rabbanan. Lo, Kidamar Rav Shisha Bered Rav Aide Lekfiya Diyacha. No, that braita is not a proof of what you're saying. That braita means something else. Don't use that as support of what you're saying now. Could be true what you're saying, but this is not a proof for what you're saying. Because there, what it means, the difference between Yom Kippur and Tisha B'Av is Kfiya Diyacha. Achanami Kfiya Diyacha. The Kviyut of the Yareach. What does it mean, the Kviyut of Yareach? You keep how many days of Yom Kippur? One day. It doesn't mean, so you might have thought it means that, we keep 2 days of Pesach, 2 days of Atzeret, of Shavuot, 2 days of Sukkot. Why do we keep 2 days? Sveka Diyoma. We don't know if Rosh Chodesh was this day, it was this day. Since we don't know, we got to keep 2 days of Pesach. You make 2 seder. People in Israel think it's crazy to make 2 seder. We're like, we have to do 2 seder. It's normal. 1 seder, but they think we're nuts. The Torah says 1. Why are you doing 2? Because we don't know if Rosh Chodesh was Monday or Tuesday. So we're not going to do Pesach Monday and Tuesday. But what about Yom Kippur? You're doing 2 days or 1 day? We do 1 day. Why not? We should do 2 days. So it can't be that it's the pshat, because the Gemara seems to be saying like we're machmi on Yom Kippur, we're not nachmi on Tisha B'Av. Which day is Tisha B'Av? Which day is Yom Kippur? Well, Tosfot says that in Masechet Rosh Hashanah we only do 1 day of Yom Kippur because we cannot put a gzera on the tzibur that the tzibur cannot hold on to. 2 days of fasting, who can do that? 2 full days of fasting. It is possible, but not a lot of people can do it. So therefore, we're somech on the fact, the Gemara says over there, that usually it was always 1 day of Rosh Chodesh on Tishrei, of Elu. Elu was always 1 day, and therefore, Rosh Chodesh was always 1 day. It was never Milbach. It was never a 30-day month. You know, the month could be a 29-day month, a 30-day month. Elul was always a 29-month. So it's true
We
that...
have 40 days to advise the people.
Exactly right. So that's why we never do 2 days Yom Kippur. So the pshat is like this. The pshat is, if you're in the desert and you don't know what the Beit Din said which day it is, on Yom Kippur, you got to do 2 days. The community doesn't have to do 2 days, but an individual that is in Gaza, he doesn't know, sort of knows, you got to do 2 days. Tisha B'Av, you only do 1 day. That's the difference. The Gemara continues by Drash Rabbah. וברot ומניקות מתנות ומשניבות בו כדר שמתנות ומשניבות יום כיפורים. So important halacha to know, a pregnant lady, we're mekel for all fasts. A pregnant lady, a nursing lady, we're mekel on all the fasts, except Tisha B'Av and Yom Kippur. The same way the lady got to fast on Yom Kippur, she has to fast also on Tisha B'Av. ובין השמשות, and we add, שלא אסור. And בין השמשות of Tisha B'Av is asur, not like Shmuel. We said, Shmuel, you can eat from after 14. Here we're saying, no, you can't eat after 14. You got to stop Ben Hashem. V'ken amru, mishved Rabbi Yochanan. And Rabbi Yochanan also says that Ben Hashemashot of Yom Kippur and of Tisha B'Av is asur. The Gemara says, Mi amar Rabbi Yochanan achi, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Tisha B'Av eno ketani tzibur. So what do we say now? We say that Ben Hashemashot is asur on Tisha B'Av. And Rabbi Yochanan also said that. No, Rabbi Yochanan didn't say that because we have a different state than Rabbi Yochanan. He says that, what is it? Tisha B'Av eno ketanit. Tisha B'Av is not like Tanit Tzibur. Tanit Tzibur, you got to fast Ben Hashemashot, and it's not the same. My lab de Ben Hashemashot. Isn't it that Ben Hashemashot is mutar? Because the Tanit Tzibur, when you're fasting for rain, one more time, when you're fasting for rain, you can't eat Ben Hashemashot. And Rabbi Yochanan said it's different. It's not the same. He said it's not like Tanit Tzibur. We're assuming that it means that it's not the same. The fact that Ben Hashemashot you can't eat on the Tanit Tzibur, but you can eat on Tisha B'Av. So don't tell me that Rabbi Yochanan says you can eat Ben Hashemashot Tisha B'Av. The Gemara says no. When Rabbi Yochanan said it's not the same Tanit Tzibur, no, lemelacha. It's not the same as working. You're not allowed to work on the fast that has to do with rain. You're not allowed to work. It's very serious. Tisha B'Av you're allowed to work. The Gemara, Rabbi Yochanan needs to say that. He doesn't need to say that. It's written in the Mishnah. Tanina, we already learned it together today. In a place where you're allowed to work, you work. Even Rashbag said, make yourself a Talmid Chacham. It doesn't mean you have to. If you want to, it's not gava. You might have thought that a guy is not. You're in a place where everybody's working. And Talmid Chachamim don't work. So you're a regular guy, you're going to go in the kolen, you're going to sit there for Tisha B'Av. Maybe you're not allowed to, you're gava. No, you're allowed to, but you don't have to. So don't tell me. So we already know the halakha of working. So why are you telling me that I'm allowed to work on Tisha B'Av? I already know it. Don't tell me that that's the pshat of Yochanan. And a meisar lo asar, and we're going to go very quickly. It's not the same of Tilat Ne'ilah. Yom Kippur, Tisha B'Av, there's no Ne'ilah. Guess what? On the fast, when there was no rain in Yom Kippur, there would be a fifth prayer. There would be another prayer of Ne'ilah at the end of the day. After Mincha, another prayer of Ne'ilah. So you don't have that on Tisha B'Av. The Gemara says, but Rabbi Yochanan himself said that you're allowed to add tefillot. If you come in and you want to do a musafin and you want to say a nidava, you want to do an extra midah, there's certain halachot, you're allowed to. So why is Rabbi Yochanan telling me you're allowed to do a ne'ilah on Tisha B'Av? How can that be the difference? The Gemara says, Atam chova achashare. No, on Tisha B'Av you're allowed to, on the other fasts you must. So therefore comes out that Yochanan says, on Ben Hashemashot and Tisha B'Av, you fast. And what's the difference with the other tzibur, with the other taniyot? That on the other taniyot there is a nilah. On Tisha B'Av there's no nilah. The nilah, if you want, is optional. Last thing, v'ta'imema mai eno kitanit tzibur le'asrim ve'arba. So there is 24 blessings to say on a Tanit Tzibur. It's not 18 blessings, it's 24. We add 6 more brachot. Tisha B'Av, we don't add 6 more brachot. That's the difference. Rapa B'amar, mai eno ketanit tzibur, eno karishonot. Like I told you at the beginning of Shir, there are 3 fasts which are level 1 of stringency. There are 3 fasts which are level 2 in stringency. So Tisha B'Av is not like the other Taniyot. Pirush, it's not like level 2. It's like level 1. It is more, it's not like level 1 which is lenient, it's like level 2 which is machmir. Bottom line, Shitat de Rabbi Yochanan, which in fact is the halacha, is that Tisha B'Av ben Hashamshot, he says it's you're not allowed to eat, so it starts at Shkia. Second is that there's no Ne'ilah on Tisha B'Av, but there is a Ne'ilah obligated on the other side, on Tanit Tzibur. In Eretz Yisrael, when there's no rain, they would add fasts. And on Tisha B'Av, if you want to add extra prayers, you're allowed to any day. Do whatever you want, but you don't have to. And then two more things, and that there's 24 blessings on the prayers for rain. When there's a Tanit Tzibur, the Amidah is of 24 blessings. There's not on Tisha B'Av, and it is like level 2 of stringency, not level 1 of stringency. Just repeat that. There are 3 fasts when there's no rain in Eretz Yisrael. We want to rain, so we fast only at the daytime. When it gets a little bit more strict, and there's still no rain even after 3 prayers, after 3 days of fasting, we add 3 more days of fasting, which is level 2, which is the night and the day. Chazak u'baruch.